y'all, Copenhagen Boy here. I've already got a lip pack so I can get straight in the video. Camera cut off on me while I was making another video, and I don't know why. I charged and everything, but yeah. Sorry I haven't been uploading. You already know what's going on. I'm back home. I left Watkinsville after we reached the grave site and stuff. I mean, I honestly couldn't take it anymore. I left immediately after everything was over. I even have an old flower from the bouquet on top of my grandmother's casket. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a little story about the day I went up there to see my grandmother. I actually made a video on it, and it was like, I drove up to Watkinsville and I surprised my grandmother that I was coming. I'm not sure if my dad told her, but yeah, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and lay this across for y'all before I get into the story. I will be leaving for boot camp for a year. I'm looking at another boot camp, and I'm gonna see if I like it, and if I don't, I'll just wind up going to, like, I guess, Aiken Technical College to get my GED and stuff, and, like, doing some classes over there. Like, I got a job and everything now. I'm doing fine. Don't worry about me. I mean, but, like, I'm working all the time. I barely have any time to, like, I guess, like, do anything, like, make videos now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to continue to make videos. I'm going to continue to bring y'all content on the channel, but I'm moving on to the story about when I surprised my grandmother. I think it'd been like almost a month after I had saw her before she died. But no, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to cry on camera. Even though you're probably thinking I am, even though you can tell in the sound of my voice I'm upset. Don't get me wrong, but I want to point something out to all the younger viewers that view my channel. And most of the older viewers will agree with me. Nothing's forever. Not even you. And I hate to say that because of all the young viewers that probably dip and watch my channel. Then go, yeah, everybody lives forever because they haven't witnessed anyone die yet. And I hate to be the one to tell the young viewers that nobody lives forever. Not even me. I'm not going to be here all the time. I'm not always going to be here. I'm live. But I mean, yeah. Nothing lasts forever. No one's always going to be there to hold your hand. No one's always going to be there to take care of you. You've got to live life on your own, basically, after family dies. Like, I mean, it's part of life. You got to live, love people, and move on. No matter how bad you don't want to move on, you just got to continue to push through. And if anybody cries while watching this video, I'm sorry, but I'd like to share a story about whenever I went to go see my grandmother about a month before she died. And y'all already know, I don't want sympathy from this. I don't ask for sympathy. I mean, if you want to give it to me, I don't mind, but I just genuinely don't like sympathy. That's just me. I'm not the type of guy that likes sympathetic stuff, like, but, I mean, yeah.
What are you doing?
Making a video.
Well, you ain't doing nothing too damn important.
This is important. But yeah, the day I went up there to surprise her, I drove the speed limit the whole way because I knew there were going to be cops and state troopers everywhere. I stayed in the right lane so I wouldn't be the first one to get clocked going up there. And I was doing the speed limit, Don't get me wrong, I never do the speed limit. But, I mean, lots of stuff just happened, and I mean, I was like, hey Dad, I want to go see Grandma. And he's like, alright, here's her address. And I was like, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to surprise her with me coming. And she was really happy that I showed up. I knocked on her door, like, and she was excited to see me. And then she got to meet Coke Dipper for the first time before she passed. And the funny thing is like after, well, I'll get into that afterwards, but well, we went up there and she was like, do y'all want to go have lunch and eat a little bit? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so we went to the Varsity. She loved the fucking Varsity. I mean, just enjoyed the Varsity. And I mean, anytime we didn't eat anything, she'd pack it in a little sandwich bag and take it back home to her dog, Maggie. And I mean, she spoiled the shit out of that dog. I mean, that dog was fatter than hell. I mean, that dog was huge. And I mean, she spoiled the shit out of her dogs. I mean, I've seen my white pit bull, how fast she is. My grandmother's dog, Maggie, is fatter than my pit bull. And I mean, that dog is fat. And so when we got back to her house after eating the Varsity, we got to talking, and then like afterwards I was like, hey, in a little bit you want to head out? Talking to Coke Dipper, and he was like, yeah, we'll head out in a little bit. So after we had talked, and I mean, she really enjoyed the time with us. I mean, but the funny thing is like when she was talking towards Coke Dipper, she called him Chad instead of Coke Dipper's real name. And it was funny. She called him Chad instead of his real name, which is Chase. And I mean, it was hilarious. I mean, yeah. I mean, all I can say is she spoiled the shit out of her dogs. I mean, any dog she had, they were basically in heaven when they came to my grandmother's house. And I mean, I enjoyed spending time with my grandmother. She was like my best friend ever since I was real little. Probably about ever since I was the size of my dip tower, like a baby. I always loved my grandmother. Like as I grew up, I used to go and spend the night with her, and she'd yell at me whenever I got on her nerves. And then she'd calm down, and then we'd go to sleep, and then, like, I don't know why, but I felt really safe with her. I mean, and I never felt safe. I never felt safer than when I was with her. Don't get me wrong, I felt safe with my mom and dad too, but like I slept in the exact same room on a different bed in my grandmother's room. And literally all I had to do was get out of bed, take 2 steps, and I'd be right at her bedside. And I mean, and then like I remember saying one thing to her, and I was messing around whenever I said it. And I was like, hey, Grandma, can I get Papa's truck? This was back whenever I didn't have my own truck, and I was like just joking around with her, and like, she's like, no, you can't have that, because that's the last memory I got of Poppy. And my Papa, he left that truck cleaner than a whistle. And I mean, But the thing that she said after that, she was like, when I die, you can have that truck. And I mean, I really took that to heart. Because, I mean, there was something about that truck that I always loved. I don't know what it was. It was an old Ford Ranger. And there was something about that truck that really kind of spoke to me. You know, it was like, come on, hop in the driver's seat. Drive me around once. And I mean, I didn't want anybody else to touch that truck. I mean, I love that truck. I mean, it's an old Georgia Bulldogs edition, and I guarantee you, when I get a new battery for that truck, and I go up there and I get that damn truck, ain't nobody gonna be able to put a fucking price on that truck. You could say you gonna pay me $3 million, and I would not fucking take it, because that's the last memory I got of my grandmother and papa. I don't care if you got all the money in the fucking world, I still wouldn't give you that damn truck. Because my grandmother held on to that truck, held on to my papa's golf clubs. I got his golf clubs now. And we still got my papa's old double barrel. And I mean, now we're about to have his old truck, and I mean, I don't care. I'm going to take that truck for a drive. I'm going to drive it. Because I don't know what it is about my papa's truck that spoke to me and said, come on, take me for a spin. Like, I mean, that truck really just spoke to me. I mean, I remember my papa. He was always, I remember he used to, I can't even remember a time that he ever got mad at me. I don't even know. I don't know if he ever got mad at me or like pissed at me. I don't know. But I love my papa to death. He was my best friend too. I mean, I loved them both to death. And I mean, they were my best friends. When Papa died, I never got to go to his funeral. Never. My mom never took me. And don't get pissed. Don't get all hyped up in the comments like, oh yeah, that's a terrible mother you had. But then again, I mean, I forgive her. I don't get mad at my mom over not taking me to his funeral and let me pay my last respects, because my papa was military. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to join the military. I might join the Navy, I might join the Army, I might join the Marines. It's one of the three. And my papa was Navy. And I mean, he was a staff sergeant. He sat on a boat and basically made sure all the men had their gear. World War II vet. He lost limbs due to diabetes. He lost his leg. And I mean, that prosthetic leg, I mean, he'd put it on every morning as I remember it. And I mean, it's kind of like I'm going back to when I was a child and I used to stay up there with him all the time, but yeah. I mean, but y'all can vouch that y'all can't help but reminisce on the old good moments you've had with loved ones that have been lost. I mean, like, I mean, it sucks to lose one, but there's an old saying. People may die, but life goes on because it's not your time yet. And I stand by that because it's true. But yeah, y'all, like, don't get all hyped up in the comments about my mom not taking me to my grandfather's funeral. I drove myself to my grandmother's funeral, so I was happy about that. And yeah. Well, I wasn't happy about going to the fucking thing. I was fucking broken. But yeah, y'all. No matter what you're doing, 24/7, always pack a leopard cheek, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.